The Ecology of Vision group works on a whole range of animals, from birds through to Australian marsupials. I've had a long-term interest in fish, and particularly deep-sea fish, and the reason for that is partly the extraordinary visual environment in which they live. It's so different from the world which we are used to. So we have a world where the light is coming from what are called broad sources, large objects essentially, but in the deep sea, below about 1,000 meters, all the light is not coming from the sun, it's coming from bioluminescence. So these animals are looking at little pinpricks of blue light on an otherwise dark background. One of the pleasures of working at sea and working on deep sea animals is that you see some of the most amazing animals on the planet. These are beasts which most people will never see, perhaps see on the television if they're lucky, but they're crustaceans, shrimps, squids, fish, all of whom just look absolutely bizarre from our perspective. So, for instance, there's a squid with asymmetrical eyes. It's got one very large eye and one very small eye, I think, called Histiotuthis. This is not the sort of thing you'd see normally. It's only by venturing into the deep sea that you start to meet some of these animals. There's also a delightful little orange carrot about the size of a pea, with two huge eyes. It's actually a small crustacean. It's an ostracod, a thing called Gigantocyprus. A completely bizarre animal. Just not the sort of thing that you'd ever see in shallow water. You have to get into the deep sea or catch animals in the deep sea to see it. So at the moment I have a postgraduate student who's working on deep sea biology, and his interest is on the way in which the spectral sensitivities of deep sea fish are tuned to the environment in the deep sea. It's involved quite a few steep learning curves for him. He's had to learn how to work at sea safely and efficiently, which can be quite hard when the weather's rough. He's had to master various techniques of spectrophotometry, and he's had to learn a lot of computer modelling. But with that combination of skills, he's now able to tackle the serious science underlying his PhD, all directed towards our better understanding of light and life in the deep sea.